This is part two, defining how gangster capitalism works when they want to blow everything up and try to isolate you. Let's continue this conversation.
Is the key. Chabahar is way to the east of the Persian Gulf. Chabahar is in the Gulf of Oman, almost in the Arabian Sea. So this is one of the key planks of the international north-south transportation corridor, Russia, Iran, India. It was the theme of the documentary that we shot last year when we went to Chabahar. We talked to the authorities. We had green light to go everywhere. We saw the Chinese cargoes coming. We saw the Indian cranes. We discussed the possibilities of Chabahar becoming uh, almost like a replica of Shenzhen in the near future. What do the Americans do? They bomb a key connectivity corridor linked to the Russia, Iran, India New Silk Roads. So this is what the empire does. You know, it's a bunch of grifters and Tony Soprano people. They are a bunch of a low-life mafiosi. They're very, very dangerous. They're out of control, and of course, they're angry. The president of the United States is an angry animal because he's totally cornered. He has nowhere to go. When he's offered an off-ramp, which is the memorandum of understanding, which he signed, the 14 points at the Palace of Versailles, side by side with the piece of shit, Le Petit Roi here, the king of this thing where I live. And 2 weeks later, he says, no, I don't want it anymore. Maybe I don't want to make a deal with them. They're scum. I'm quoting him. He said, these people are scum. So basically, this is self-projection. This is the president of the United States talking like Roy Cohn, the scumbag who taught him about how to deal with everybody. This is it. This is beyond disgusting. So he blew up the memorandum of understanding. Until a few days ago, many of us were even playing around. Okay, is the MOU cat alive, dead, or in a coma? And most of us were saying, yes, it's comatose, but it's not dead yet. Now it's dead. And it was killed by the president of the United States. And the Iranians know it, and the Iranians don't care anymore because they never believed that this was for real. They identified the MOU as basically the United States playing for time. And that's exactly what they were doing and they will continue to do. And now it's back to the escalation ladder. And now we are right in the middle of the escalation ladder that we all so naive from all of us to believe that the memorandum of understanding would somehow bring them to discuss it at the table. So Danny and all of you, this is immensely distressing, of course, predictable as it could be. In the case of what we were trying to follow, which was the role of the Pakistani mediators. And that translates to Larry and I in our new channel, which Danny was on transition protocol yesterday. So Larry and I were getting information directly from the Pakistani mediators, and we were trying our best to place this into the context of, look, they're breaking their backs to try to make this MOU work with, of course, help direct and indirect from Qatar, from Oman, eventually from Turkey far away, certainly backing from China in the background. But now this whole thing is collapsing. So today, as we speak, Danny, in fact, after I talk to you, maybe in 2 hours from now, it's something that Larry and I are trying very hard to get some sort of reconfirmation. We have a confirmation, but both of us said, look, this is not good enough. We need a certified confirmation. According to one of our Pakistani sources, it is Trump that is begging the Pakistani mediators to get Iran back into the negotiation table.
Wild.
This is as wild as it. I agree with you, Danny. This is as wild as it gets. But I told our sources in Islamabad, guys, we need at least a quote from somebody at the table. You know, he has to bet his ass that this is exactly what's happening. Of course, there are rumors about it. everywhere. But we need a surefire confirmation that this is exactly what Trump is doing. And of course, he's posing as macho man, bombing installations, military and civilian, all across Iran. And this will probably continue tonight after we speak. So this is where we are at the.
And this is gangster capitalism. That's exactly what it is. Look what Trump has a history of it. When he built the Taj Mahal, he scammed everybody, the contractors, and look at his father, who was basically buying up apartment buildings, housing places, and throwing people out on the streets. It's a typical gangster capitalism. They're mad. They want to control the world. And Netanyahu is the puppet master behind it. And he's the one that's threatened the world to use nukes and a new super weapon that they have that nobody knows about. You can see that in one of my previous posts. It's probably 3 or 4 back. You'll find one. And you get this guy who you look at him and you think, would you trust this guy with this capacity to raise havoc? We're in a serious place right now, folks. And the only thing that's going to stop this is all of us coming together and remembering one thing. Your elected officials in the United States brought this on. 93 to 97% of every congressional member has pledged their allegiance, not to the flag of the United States, but to the blue and white flag of Israel. It's called AIPAC. So you have a responsibility, because your government has never represented your interests. That's why people are living in poverty, they're losing their homes, they're going bankrupt, and at the rate they're going, these megalomaniacs that don't care about the people, there'll be a global financial collapse. So, what are you going to do? Sit back and stay quiet? Please tune into the Conscious Hour regularly. I'm back producing every day from now on. I had a bunch of things I needed to take care of, take a break. My brain was getting fried with all this stuff that was going on. And I'm back now, and I want to tell you one thing. We the people have a chance, but we have to put together our collective consciousness, and that's why it's our Conscious Hour. That's why the Conscious Hour was created. It's a platform to identify the problem, create an implementation plan to fix it, and as my dad used to say, fix the fucking thing. And what that is, that's Reboot 3.0. It's a new world order, and it's already been tested, and the design is flawless. And one thing about it, it gives everybody equal position at the table around the world. Tune in, spread the word. This is the Conscious Hour. Hit the like and share button, and please leave your comments so I can respond back to you. Thanks for tuning into the Conscious Hour.